Make sure we're live.
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture
with Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Hey!
Hello,
I'm sorry.
and
I am actually telling someone how to find us on YouTube.
how to find us on YouTube. It is easy as K-Walk Comedy on YouTube, although I'm flashing it up as if they could see it. And if they can't find us on YouTube, then they can't see us. So I make all kinds of sense. None whatsoever. How you feeling?
Hold on a second, I'm typing.
Okay.
I am doing great. I am doing awesome. How are you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing good.
How you doing? Not
It's
great.
You're great. You're never great.
I'm never great, but you know what? I'm finding that if I get the analogy that I am great, I will be great. So you got to think the positivity in the air for it to happen. So that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking of positivity. I am great. I'm great.
All kinds of great. Well, guess what I did this week? I did it.
What did you do this week?
I actually opened the box. And I know we said unboxing in the title, and I was going to record it and everything. And I did. And I had the cameras all hooked up and situated and everything else. But then it just didn't work out for me. It got all funky. And I had to abandon the project, and I recorded it, but I did it on the phone, and then it didn't work out quite the way I wanted to, and it was just a whole lot of hot mess. So, but I got it out of the box, and just so we can see here, it's the iPhone 14 Pro. Um, it comes, of course, with the made in designed in California, but made in, China somewhere. And of course, you always get your Apple stickers. Lovely. And here is where my big disappointment came, is the cable, because I have a MacBook with the M1 chip, a MacBook 16, and it has a really nice braided cable, which, I was hoping for a braided cable. It's not braided, it's just the regular white. And you know what happens to this? It just gets dirty, nasty, and dingy. And then, like at the ends, it starts fraying, and it's a mess. But it is. And here's the thing with Apple, and call them, tell them, you know what? We're paying premium for these phones, although I guess I'm not really paying premium, um, because I have the upgrade package with my carrier Verizon, so I can upgrade annually if I so choose. But they don't give you a power brick, so they just give you the cord. They don't give you the power brick,
They don't
but
give you a power brick.
they don't give you a power brick.
I
But
think I think Android gives you a power brick. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
okay. Well, lovely, lovely. But here is the iPhone 14 Pro. This is the it's the purple, but you can't really see the purple to it. Let me see if I can put some more light on it to give it some love, because to me you can't really see the purpliness of it. So I'm gonna cast some more light on it, and I don't think that helps. It looks actually blue, but it is the deep
Yeah, it
purple.
does look a little. It looks black from here to
Okay,
me.
all right. That's the deep purple happening on that iPhone 14. I put a little cover on the cameras, but it has like the really decent cameras. But I mean, all in all, I mean, I've been pleased with it. And yes, it has the dynamic, dramatic island thing going on up here at the top, where it will display messages and all kinds of things. I haven't really played with it enough to really uh, dive into the features. And I don't listen to music on it that much. I will listen to like audiobooks and Sirius XM from time to time. But but I mean, all in all, I'm pretty pleased. I did take some pictures and some footage when I went on a hike last Saturday, and so I got some pretty decent pictures out of it. And of course, because I'm talking about it, I'm trying to play with it and move it, and nothing's happening. But but yeah, all in all, I'm pretty pleased. So I
What
uh,
do you notice any differences for the 13?
I haven't noticed any. Look at clearness of the sharp pictures. I took some. I
Make
did
your
some
take me
video.
off. Make
Oh
your
wait,
screen
here.
bigger. Let's see.
Oh,
Take
take.
me off. Make your screen bigger and let's see.
Okay, let's see if I can do that without. Uh, oh, that's me kind of unboxing, and it's already out the box because I realized after I did everything, I forgot to turn the camera on. So boxing up my unboxing, and there's the other phone, and I'm trying to capture it, and I'm just a hot mess because I was having trouble kind of it was like part of the unboxing, if we're so inclined, but I realized I did the whole unboxing and didn't take it out of the or didn't press play on the camera. That's why I was shy of having an unboxing video kind of for you tonight. Hey, I'm sorry. It's just there. I don't
Go ahead.
okay, if it looks more purple. And actually, I thought there was a way I could pull my phone in um to the camera feed, but I'm on the struggle bus today. I probably should have went through Ecamm and did my virtual camera and did it all. Um, but uh, but like I said, so far I have been enjoying it, and I noticed when I did take my hike, and as I was walking, the footage that I did watch from it was pretty stable and pretty that steady cam was really kind of coming through on it. I don't know if you can see some of it here as I'm walking down the stairs, and I know stairs in the woods, but yeah, it's kind of cool that they have some ways for us to kind of look at that. And I'm like showing this off of the camera, uh, uh, off the phone through the camera, but I just thought the pictures were so crisp
I
and really
was
nice.
I was told before the 14 came out. I like I said before on the show, I was told by a friend of mine in the business to get an iPhone 13 because I could probably shoot video artist better from a 13.
Yeah, I mean the 13 is still, I think, a pretty good quality camera. I actually still have my 14. The 14 I actually upgraded for work, but I still do have my 13 is my personal camera, and I'll probably hold on to that until it's time to get a new camera, or in a new phone rather. What am I
Okay.
saying?
So
Treating the camera like a phone, like the phone
um
like a. Although I will say, here's the one thing I did that I regret, and I'm sorry. Before we go on, just want to say shout out and hi, longest wait
hey Scooby
ever.
Life.
Sorry, Scooby Life. I know we were piddling around. That was me, because I was like, oh wait, I can't find the phone because we were going to talk about the unboxing, and I don't even have the phone, and I'm trying to figure
I
out a
think
way
she
to.
meant the longest way ever. I think she meant the longest way ever for you to unbox the phone.
Oh, for me to. I know. I
I
can't
think
believe.
that's what I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what she meant.
it, you
Because
you
most
know what?
people would have got the iPhone 14 and unboxed it right away.
I know. I'm not most people. I mean, me and my gadgets. I got so many gadgets to go through. Um, you know, I'll take a day or 2 or 10. I know I had to unbox it because I was supposed to return the other one within 14 days. Um, and I just put that in the mail like Friday, I think, to get that back to Verizon. Although you know what, I gave back the 11 when I upgraded to the 13, and the 11 I had was a bigger size, and I'm kind of regretting I didn't keep that 11, because I think it had decent camera as well. But like I said, I like a lot of the features with um with the 14 and with the camera and with the shots that I've gotten so far. Um, I'm wondering if it'll let me share screen.
Good affiliate.
If
Hey,
it'll
how you doing, Archer?
let me share. Oh,
One of the things about the 14 against the 13 is that the 14 is rated up to 20 hours of video playback, whereas the 13 is rated only 19 hours. It's an hour difference, but you know,
yeah. I mean, I like the one thing I am noticing. With the 14, my battery life has been really good, really strong battery life. And I don't know whether I think there's something, the 14 Plus is supposed to have the best battery life, but I went with the 14 Pro because I was more interested in getting a better phone experience, because I've started this new thing where I'm actually started a TikTok account for the school, so I try to make at least
yes, I've
3 or
seen
4.
that.
You see my
Steve,
TikTok?
yes, I've seen that.
Oh, Steve's here.
I've seen
You've seen my school TikToks? Oh, that's
I've
so
seen your
crazy.
school TikToks, and the kids looking at you like, who is this old lady with this phone?
Oh, we said hey to Archer. Oh, Scooby likes saying hey to Hey Archer because again, we all met kind of through Pat Flynn's stream, and Steve is in the house. Steve, but let's see
Go
if I can.
Phillies, Steve. That's right.
Go Philly, yes. Die Cowboys, die. Anyway,
What is it? 2-1 right now.
huh?
2-1. The Phillies are up. Two
That's
games to one. The Phillies have a 2-game lead.
Oh,
a
okay.
1-game lead. The Phillies have a 1-game lead.
In the regular season, the Phillies are undefeated.
No, they're not. The Eagles are undefeated.
The Eagles. I'm sorry, the Phillies. Oh God, you're
The
mixing.
Eagles are undefeated. I don't even watch football. I'm not even into sports like that, and I know enough to know this stuff that you're.
Phillies are baseball. Who are the Phillies playing? I don't know.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
I am. I'm killing you. I was trying to bring up my pictures that I took on the iPhone. So I'm trying to share my screen. If I can get it right, I think this will do it. And it says Chrome has okay, I got to go through a whole bunch of hoops to do it. I can't do it. I can't share my screens. Phillies won Braves series 3-1. All right. So the Phillies are doing
Phillies
it.
already won it. They played already?
I guess so. Hey Siri, what was the score for the Phillies game? And they will tell me. Or won't she tell me? Hey Siri, I'm talking to you. What was the score for the Phillies versus Braves game? Siri, we're on like live YouTubing. Don't let me down. Hey Siri. Usually she'll say uh-huh or something. She is going tone deaf on me.
Alexa, what was the score of the Phillies game today?
This might answer your question. Today, in Game 4 of the NLDS, the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Atlanta Braves 8-3. The Phillies won the series 3-1.
See, Steve is on it quicker than Alexa.
Steve watched the game probably. So now the Phillies go on to the next
the next
what? That series is done. The Phillies go on to the next game.
All right. I was trying to turn it down because for some reason you were really loud on me. But I'm upset that Siri is not doing Siri's thing. Hey Siri. She's not saying a word. Is my volume down? She knows you're anti-Apple. That's what it is.
I'm not anti-Apple. I'm not anti-Apple totally.
What was the score in the Phillies Braves game?
I just prefer an Android. I'm not anti-Apple.
Uh-huh. Sure, whatever.
I am. Now, there's not a lot of difference between the 13 and the 14.
Not that much difference. And a lot of people were figuring, hey, let's wait. Usually October is referred to by some people as Techtober because that's when all the cool techie stuff comes out. And they were actually expecting an Apple event, but I don't think they are going to have another Apple event. They just had one in September where they released the iPhone as well as the iPod Airs, and so I don't know whether they were planning to have like another Apple event for October. A lot of people were expecting it because usually you get one, in October, so that by the time Christmas rolls around, Black Friday, those things are in. Not that they're going to be any cheaper, but they'll be in for gifts and presents and stuff. We play either the Dodgers or the Padres in the NLCS. So Phillies are making it happen. The one thing I am disappointed in and I would recommend against is buying the cheapo what do you call it?
Case.
Amazon cases. Now the screens I will get. And I did get the protective screen, and I even got the screen on my lenses because I know me. I'm going to drop this thing by all means. But I tried to put the old Apple 13 case on it, and it didn't quite fit right. This case has been a nice little workhorse, and I got this for like $13 at Walmart, and it has held up. It had a screen with it, as well as a lens cover, and it's got a couple pieces to it. But
I have the out of box case for my Android. I have the out of box case.
I usually go with an outer box case, but you know what? Outer box wants like $60 per case, and yeah. So this case here comes in a couple pieces. It comes like with a hard plastic, and then with this, but it also has the MagSafe. Whereas this one I brought off of Amazon, I didn't realize it doesn't have the MagSafe, so I can't do the MagSafe charging. So bummer. And I got purple because it's a purple phone, but I actually would prefer like the see-through so that I can kind of see it because I think it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So I might change the cases on it. But it didn't, yeah, this was the 13 case and it didn't fit quite well. So I guess the 14 needs its own case.
Yeah, so it's a size adjustment for that. And
yeah, I didn't want to force it on and it wasn't going on. So I was like, I gotta wait till they come out with cases for the 14. But this was advertised as a 14 case, which is why I got it. It was one of the few that they had, but I am not pleased with it at all. I almost would be tempted to just go freestyle, but I know me. I'm going to drop it. I think I've dropped it twice today already.
I'm always dropping my Android and I have that out of box, so nothing really happens to it. Luckily, knock wood.
Knock wood. One of the new parts of the new iOS is that you were there was this ability to use your smartphone as a webcam, which I thought was kind of exciting. If that was possible, that I would be able to have a second camera that would be my phone, but I have not figured out how to master that yet. So we are.
So the 13 you couldn't use that as a webcam, but with the 14 you can.
Exactly.
Oh wow, that's nice. That's a nice little addition.
I don't know. I think you can use the 13 if you upgrade both the 13 as well as your MacBook software. And right now I can't even. I don't want to check it or hit an update because then that would shut the stream down and the show would be.
Let's not do that.
Oh, it's over, Johnny.
Let's not do that right now.
Yeah, I might need to hold off on that.
Yeah, you may need to hold off on that.
So I'm trying to think. Yeah, I totally messed up the unboxing because I was like, oh, okay. And then the camera wasn't even on. And I know I had some clips that I had.
That's kind of like last week when we thought we were live and we weren't even live.
Oh, that's right. We started the show.
We thought we were live, but we weren't live.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good times. Good times. Always.
Good times.
Always. So what's that? We didn't have like a specific topic for this week.
Well,
other than my unboxing. I do have something else I can unbox, but I got to figure out how I can set up the second camera in order to show it. Let me just and this is probably only going to appeal to a small number of people. And this is another item I've had for about 3 weeks. This is
when I get stuff, I open it right away. I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know what my problem is. And part of it is just being busy. I'm too busy to unbox. But this thing is called a Stream Deck. It's by a company called Elgato. And basically, their niche is in appealing to streamers. And I have several Elgato products, including the Elgato Cam Link. Now, during the pandemic, the Elgato Cam Link is this cool device, and Basically, here's what it does. I'm gonna flex now. This is my M50 Canon M50 that I was using for streaming. But basically, this particular camera you can stream just using USB-C or micro. I think that's a yeah, that's a mic. Yeah, that's a micro. Um, and it can hook straight to the computer and it can stream as a webcam. But before you had that ability with like a Canon M50 or even a Sony ZV-10, which is what I'm streaming with now, uh, that can plug right into the computer as well. But prior to that, if you had a DSL camera, you could use these great cameras that had, pretty pictures and could take video. And in order to do that, you needed this small capture card called a Cam Link. And basically, it would take the mini HDMI, an HDMI plug from the DSLR camera, and allow you to hook it into a computer like a USB A. Really cool. So, but that's Elgato was known for that. They also were known for these like key lights, and mainly it was stuff that was used by gamers. But one of the things that Elgato has that I use. Did you hear that?
I heard that. It sounded like a thunderstorm.
I know. That is this is called the Stream Deck. And this is like a baby Stream Deck. Baby Stream Deck. And basically it has a whole bunch of buttons on it that you can press to get this particular Stream Deck panel is set up for sounds. So if I needed a sound during the show, then the Stream Deck is down here on my desk by my keyboard. And if I need to smack you in the face, I can smack you in the face. So that's what. And you don't know it's coming. Okay. So that's what it was for. And oh my God, look who's here. Oh, I need see now this is where I need to take my Stream Deck game up a bit. And I have taken the course. God, India Delgado does a Stream Deck course, which I have the course. I've gotten through a couple of classes, not all of them, but I got to make it through. But Todd is here, and on India's Stream Deck, she has the ho ho ho. He is from Christmas Clatter, and hi Todd, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out as my brother and I just talk our usual pop culture nonsense. I was supposed to unbox my iPhone, which I did, but I do have the Stream Deck, which again I have yet to unbox it. You can see the tape is still on. I was picking at it, but I didn't open it. So maybe we.
You weren't like this when we were kids at Christmas,
huh?
You weren't like this when we were kids at Christmas.
You
open your stuff up right away.
I did.
Yeah.
Remember one year I got like it was like a Barbie doll, but it wasn't a Barbie doll. It was like a black Barbie doll. I don't remember her name. Do you remember the black Barbie doll's name? I don't know. This is when we need Ed, because Ed usually has all that in check.
Yeah.
My black Barbie doll. I might take the camera off me and shift it down because I don't have a second camera, unfortunately.
Oh, by the way, speaking of brother and sister nonsense, brother and sister nonsense, I know that game very well. Speaking of brother and sister nonsense, did you like the new Facebook game I started playing?
I did. Did I get it right?
Of course you got it right. I knew you were going to get it right.
Okay. All right. So
I'm going to do a few more. I got a few more up in my head. I'm going to do one tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to be like, this is who I am, and you got to figure out who it is.
Okay, because yeah, I saw that and I was just like, oh, okay, he's bringing back the random movie quotes in a new way. That was a little harder because I had to think about it, and then I was hearing it like, oh, dinner's always at 7. Oh, I could hear it in my head, and it took me a while.
If you look, if you didn't get that, we're going to have problems and issues because you're always talking about Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And I just
love that
rewatched
movie.
it like
I don't know
last
why.
week.
And you know what's weird with that movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Because I didn't watch it and I wasn't going to watch it because I was just like, oh, he cheated on his wife and oh, he's this evil person. And I was just like, I was listening to all the chatter and the rumor.
I'm not
about
condoning cheating, but Angela Jolie is hot. I'm not condoning it, but if you're going to cheat.
If you're going to cheat. So, but then I actually saw the movie and I think I had the DVD of it. That's how much I love that movie. And because it also gave some alternate endings, which I thought were funny and fun.
Is there an alternate ending where they die?
No, they live. There was one, and I don't know what it was.
When they come out that little shack, when they're all wounded and they're in the shack, that was a Butch Cassidy moment.
And they're just like with the guns out to the side.
That was a Butch Cassidy moment. Like,
and then they shake their head to kind of acknowledge, and then they turn around, and then he's got the guns under her arms, and they're just, oh, there's just so much awesome. You know what the best scene? The best scene is on the highway when they're like, oh no, when they're in the minivan and he's driving and he's not doing it right and she's micromanaging and she's like, let me drive, hon. And it's like, I'm the suburban housewife, and she gets in and she's driving and he's like, I got it. And he's shooting. And then all of a sudden she just takes over, spins the car around, pulls out the machine gun, wipes everybody out. And in the middle of all this, they're having an argument because he's been married before, and it's just funny. I just like that movie.
And she had the fake parents at the wedding and everything.
I told you I saw your dad on Fantasy Island. No, the best scene. I was saying the chase on the highway was the best scene. I think the best scene might have been when they have the fight in the house with the background music of express yourself, and they're just slugging it out.
No, I'm liking the scene. I'm liking the scene with Vince Vaughn. Mom,
Ma, we're on high alert here.
High alert here.
Just that.
Just like that, Mom. You don't
You
know.
have no idea. Vince Vaughn is just awesome. You can have too much Vince Vaughn, because you get like the same Vince Vaughn over and over again. He can be a little Ronald. He can be a little like what's his name? Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ryan Reynolds is always doing Ryan Reynolds, and it can be a bit much, because I think that's what we're doing.
Guys like Vince Vaughn and Ryan Reynolds. Mm-hmm. When they do it in these roles that are, it just suits the role, and it's just, you don't mind the fact that they're the same character in every movie.
That he's Daredevil for every single movie.
Deadpool
rather. I'm sorry,
right.
Not Dead.
Don't mess that up. Don't mess that up.
Sorry. Oh, you know what else I could unbox? I forgot. Oh, I didn't know. I already unboxed it just to look at it. But I told you last week I got the batteries in. So I still haven't done that project. I might actually, this one is the easier battery to do. The one I had to replace for my mom's MacBook. But I also have the battery for your Retina display. This box isn't as pretty. There's no big fist with a wrench on it. But I also have those batteries in, and my iFixit toolkit. So we're gonna see how that goes. But when I actually tape those, hopefully I'll turn the camera on.
So you know how we said celebrities die in threes? Well, now we're getting them in fives and sixes.
But I know, because we had like quite a few celebrity deaths, including the comedian.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though.
We'll save this till the end, the unboxing.
Oh, you gonna unbox that this show?
Sure, why not? I'm going to tilt my camera down so you can see me unbox it.
Okay, I was going to say some pop culture things.
All right, you pop culture talk. I'll unbox.
Okay, so Coolio's son,
Like Coolio died 2 weeks ago.
yeah, Coolio died 2 weeks ago, but now we know the cause of his death. Coolio's son admits that his dad did dabble in drugs, but it wasn't an overdose or drug-related problem. His dad was having some health issues that he was trying to fix, and he didn't have a heavy drug problem, which to me probably means, like most people in Hollywood, Coolio was probably smoking weed or something. But he had asthma. He had bad asthma, and he just died of natural causes of a heart attack. So, if anybody's got any kind of theories on, Coolio dying of drugs because he's a rapper, no, he just had a heart attack. He had some health issues. He had really bad asthma, and he had some complications, and he had a heart attack. So just that simple. No big drug conspiracy here. And the gentleman from Harry Potter passed away.
Oh wait, who from Harry Potter?
What is that actor's name? I forgot the actor's name because
Not Daniel Radcliffe.
No, not Daniel Radcliffe. The gentleman who played the old guy that he that shows Harry, like, I think I've seen one Harry Potter movie. I've seen the first one.
You've seen one more than me. I am bad. I haven't seen any Harry Potter.
I seen the first one and I wasn't impressed.
It's such a pop culture like staple. We might need to get a special guest on to
we might need to do a Harry Potter show.
To do a Harry Potter show.
You know who's deep in Harry Potter?
Who?
George? My oldest daughter, Justine.
Oh, okay.
Justine is deep in it, and I think George read all the books too. My kids are into Harry Potter.
Like I know George was into the books big time. Oh, look at this! This is the biggie.
George is still into books. He's still always reading a book.
Wow.
Yeah, Robbie Cole. Is it Robbie Coltrane?
Oh, really?
Yes, he passed away a couple days ago.
Oh wait, that's
Robbie Coltrane. Yeah, and a lot of people,
in?
A lot of people are giving him different things about him. A lot of celebrities are talking about him and whatnot. So,
as I unbox,
I remember him from James Bond. Prisoner of Azkaban was amazing. I remember him. Okay, so he was on a lot of different things. And, sadly, he passed away along with Angela Lansbury.
Oh, I know.
Angela Lansbury.
That's satisfying. Listen to that click. You hear that?
Yeah, I hear that click.
Magnetic. Oh, wait. There's just something that always feels good about magnets.
Is that magnets?
Yeah, well, the little stand, like I could keep it just flat on the desk, but it comes with this like nice little stand and it's magnetic. Whereas with the old one, with the little teeny one, with the little baby, it didn't have any, it was just this little plasticky stand. No magnet action, But this.
So you're going to program that to do what?
Actually, and here's the thing. I'm going to program it to do my sounds and do my sound effects. So when I'm doing just all kinds of little sound effects, and I know I have a lot of the sound effects already on the Rodecaster Pro, right? But I could also put them on here and it'd just be a little easier to get to. Plus, you could also program it to do kind of like your repeated functions. So when I hook up the second camera, I'll be able to. Oh, now here is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm living for. Braided
The
cables.
braided, okay.
It's 2020. Give me my braided cables and
It's 2022.
Elgato. You had me
It's
at hello.
2022.
It's 2022. Braid my cables, damn it. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to curse, but I do want my cables braided. You pay all this money for this tech. And actually, I got this one on a lightning deal, so I got it for like a nice good price. So yeah, the Stream Deck Elgato. I am so stoked because I'll be doing this thing with uh as I go through my Stream Deck class, master class, from my good friend India Delgado. And maybe after this stream airs, I probably will put a link to her class in the description. Because if you have a Stream Deck, because you can also program it to do other things. Like if there are computer functions you want to do, if you want to control cameras, you can control your lights, you can do a multiple number of things, especially while you're streaming that you can all control, whether it's even doing something like pressing a button to put a comment or something up on the screen. The Stream Deck could do that for you too. So you can, like let's say I was putting comments on, you could press a button and get a comment up and take it off and different things like that. Show different effects and all kinds of cool stuff while you're streaming. But in addition to it, just as a part of your normal workflow, you can set up buttons to do things that you do often, whether it's opening up a document or doing something of that nature. So, yeah, that's it. That's Elgato Stream Deck. All about it. Let me fix the.
Okay, so I didn't know she was going to do that all that suddenly and everything.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you got like warn a brother first.
Let a brother know.
Let a brother know exactly what's going on. Um, also this weekend in pop culture, Jamie Lee Curtis says this is her last Halloween.
Yeah, right. I don't think
This
so.
is her last
I think
Halloween.
there's going to be more.
I'm not one for horror movies, but this is Jamie Lee Curtis's last Halloween. You're blurry, Kathy.
I'm blurred. I know. You know what? Because I was all focused on.
Yeah.
So let's get me back in focus.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis says Halloween's the end. And they kind of tease it. She says, the only way to kill him is for me to die too. And
although you know what, I just noticed with the Stream Deck, I was bragging about the braided cables, but you know what? There's no power brick. And you know what?
You can't have everything.
Well, I want everything. I want
have
everything. And you know what? It's USB-C, which I imagine plugs into the Stream Deck to USB-A, which we're getting away from the A, but they gave me an A anyway. Oh well, I'll live with it. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't even see
Yes.
it
She says this is she's still Steve. She's still doing the Halloween movies, and this is her last one. I think this is the final showdown. I remember when I was younger, and they used to say how Jamie Lee Curtis was like one of the most attractive women, and she was no Sandra Bernhard to me.
Oh, not you, Sandra Bernhard.
She was no Whoopi Goldberg. I'm just saying. I'm trying to think of a movie that I really like Jamie Lee Curtis in. I can't. You know what? It was a movie she was on called House Arrest, where the kids arrested the parents.
Oh, I remember House Arrest. That was fun.
Yeah, that's probably the best. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any good Jamie Lee Curtis movies.
Now, I haven't seen Ed in the comments because he's not here, because he would slap you back because, again, she's the queen of horror, and that's Ed's jam. So I'm just saying. Ed would not be happy with you right now.
I like Todd's comment. Last Halloween movie until they drop another jack-o'-lantern at the end of her check. True Lies. That's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yes, True Lies.
I can't look, man. I
would put that down as my favorite Jamie Lee Curtis
sorry.
movie.
I consider myself partially a thespian, and I can't take any Arnold Schwarzenegger movie seriously. I'm sorry, I can't.
You're haterade. That's all that is.
No, that's not hate.
Because True Lies was really a good movie. It was fun. It was True Lies. I vote yes for True Lies.
It was not a Grease 2. Okay, let's not get carried away.
Again, knowing that Grease 2 is your favorite movie it just speaks volumes to your character, to your pop culture sensibilities.
What? No, Grease 2 is a great movie.
Grease, iconic. Love
Grease
it.
is not. No, Grease 2 is way better.
You know what? You know how you know Grease 2 isn't that good? Because there was never a Grease 3. Can you feel me? Oh, and by the way, in the saga of the broken Rode wireless, not wireless, they are wired headphones, the professional grade headphones, I did hear back from Rode, and they've given me information, and I have to send it. Fortunately, I don't have to send it all the way back to Australia, which is where they're from, but I will be shipping these back to, they gave me a location in California to send these back for repair or replacement. So just more of my tech geeky updates. So
also
you didn't mention Judy Tenuta.
Oh, Judy Tenuta, and
Judy Tenuta was a comedian and one of the few comedians who performed with an accordion. But very funny pigs. Anyway,
did you get a chance to meet her?
The queen. I'm trying to think. I don't know whether I ever because she was around during the time when I was doing comedy in the early to mid 90s, and I don't think I've ever met her. And I think that she might have been more West Coast based. And a lot of the people that I got to know and share the stage with were more East Coast people. Like your, Chris Rocks and Jim Gaffigan's, and I'm trying to think, Dave Attell and folks that you might have heard of. And I can't remember Sarah Silverman. I remember her from the comic strip days, and I'm sure there's more I can remember if I could recall. I just remember one of the best experiences was sitting up. There was like a little balcony area at the comic strip in New York City, or at least it was back in those 80s, 90s days. Lord knows I haven't been there in years, so I don't know how it's different or remodeled or anything. But that little balcony area was kind of where some of the comics would sit and kind of hang out till they had to go on if they weren't outside the club and at the bar and just hanging around and talking and stuff like that. And I know there was this guy sitting there, and he had like the straggly hair. He looked almost like Doc from Back to the Future. And we could talk about that pop culture moment in a minute. But he was just sitting there, and in the comics, you're waiting to go on. You're always looking at your notes and looking at the crowd, seeing what kind of jokes you can come up with. And then they introduced him. Turns out it was Robert Klein. I can't stop my leg. I can't, I'm like, oh my gosh, Robert Klein was sitting right there looking like Doc from Back to the Future. But anyway, but that was pretty cool when you got to see these people kind of go up on stage and also get to talk to them backstage and just see how kind of real people they are, and also how people work. Because there's some people who were funny on stage and could light it up and be on, and were also on off stage. And it could be okay, but it could be a little annoying when they were always on. And then there were the people who were like on stage, then off stage, they were just like, Damon Wayans was one of he was just with his little entourage and not really talking to anybody. It's like, okay, be in your world. It's your world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. But anyway, he was, But I mean, not to speak badly of him. I didn't know him that well. But I tell you, one of the nicest, sweetest people I met was a guy named Robin Harris, who, when he died, that just kind of shook me because the week before he was at a place called the Uptown Comedy Club, and just the nicest guy, most approachable. And people might remember him because they made a movie based on one of his comedy sketches, and it was a cartoon called Bebe's Kids. Bebe's Kids. Bebe's Kids. We don't die, we multiply. Loves him.
Well, where Baby at?
Where Baby
Who
at?
cares these? It's Baby's kids. Well, where Baby?
Yeah, I was taking her out, and then she get in the car, her two kids, and then three other kids. I'm like, who are these kids? Oh, they Bebe's kids.
Also, in pop culture news, just a segue here, back to the horror thing. Guess what they're making a sequel to?
A sequel?
Beetlejuice.
Oh, yes.
They're doing a Beetlejuice 2, and the original cast is returning. Brad Pitt's involved in some kind of way. You know what? I've never seen the first Beetlejuice.
Oh, you are kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Before Christmas, you have got to see. I mean, before Christmas. Before Thanksgiving. No. What's the next holiday? My gosh.
Halloween. Before Halloween, I got to see Beetlejuice. You're right.
Oh, man.
I've never seen Beetlejuice. I never wanted to see Beetlejuice.
Oh, Beetlejuice was fun.
I never wanted to see Beetlejuice.
It might feel dated now, but I don't know whether it would hold up. Because there are some movies, you watch them, and
there's a lot of movies that
can be very dated. Like, I kind of think, like, even something like Goonies that you finally watched could feel a little dated. But
yeah, Goonies is dated because look, today all them kids would have had cell phones. Half that would have been cut.
I like that. Tim Burton.
That would have been cut.
Meh.
Todd, I'm with you. Tim Burton.
You know what? Okay. But Edward Scissorhands, come on, that was a classic. Now, I'm not a fan of
I wasn't feeling Edward Scissorhands that much.
You weren't?
No, it was okay. It was okay.
I thought it was
good. You know what? When you put Tim Burton and what's his name? Who played that?
Johnny Depp.
When you put Johnny Depp and Tim Burton together, they go over the top sometimes. It's too much.
Well, the Willy Wonka was way over the top, and
Willy Wonka was.
How come nobody saw like what was the crazy Michael Jackson resemblance? I mean, there was something eerie about him looking so much like Michael Jackson and Willy Wonka, in my opinion. And but Edward Scissorhands I thought was really good.
So also too, I have to during our podcast we do talk pop culture. I have to at one point satisfy my nerd friends. And last week was the grand finale of the series, The She-Hulk.
Okay.
Which got a lot of pandering from a lot of people. A lot of people didn't catch it. But if you're a comic book fan and you actually read the comic book, the She-Hulk comic book, the show made perfect sense. In the comic book, she breaks the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
And in the TV show, they had to break the fourth wall. So it was kind of like serious but funny. It was kind of like a lighthearted take on being a superhero. But the last episode, and the spoiler alert, if you haven't seen She-Hulk, the last episode, in the second episode, Bruce leaves, not Bruce Willis, but Bruce Banner. I had to mention Bruce Willis at some point. Bruce Banner.
It's tradition at this point.
Bruce Banner leaves Earth in a spaceship, and he's not there for the whole show. He's there for the first episode, second episode. You see him leaving in space. He comes back the last episode, and he has a son, Scar. So the Hulk has a son that looks like the Hulk, and his name is Scar. And if you're a comic book fan, you know that a lot of baggage comes with the character of Scar. So they're saying this might put a twist on the whole World War Hulk storyline that a lot of people are looking to get done, and it's a storyline where the Hulk gets mad and just comes back to Earth and kicks everybody. He kicks everybody's butt. Everybody comes up to, and Hulk everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. He came back to Earth, and Hulk said, "All right, everybody's getting it." And they all came up to him, and they all got it. It was devastating. But in any event, though, they might do something different with this now, with this twist, because the Bruce Banner that we have in the MCU is not the kind of Hulk that we can see going crazy and destroying everybody. So, but Scar is a major character that they've introduced at the last tidbit of She-Hulk. So that's all, that's pop culture. A lot of people were waiting for that to happen. What?
No, it's all news to me. I don't know it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So I gotta go by what you say. Okay. I'm playing with cameras, so don't mind me. I was trying to see if I can fix my.
So, and now that we're coming to the end, our next week's show, I have a great idea for our next week's show.
Okay.
You're gonna like this. Next week's show, we are gonna count down the top TV houses.
Top TV houses?
Yeah, because every show, like there's a lot of shows that have
it is not a Christmas movie.
What?
Why'd you mention Bruce Willis? Anyway.
Yes, he did play in a great Christmas movie. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That's a staple here. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Okay. Thank you, Steve, for reminding everybody. But no, so we're going to look at all the famous TV houses, and at the same time, we're going to
what do you mean, like Full House, like what?
Yeah, Full House, the Monsters House, the top 10 houses, popular houses, TV houses.
Okay.
And at the same time, we are going to, since now is the market for housing is kind of rough right now. We are going to tell you the best cities that you can move to buy a house. And we're going to talk a little bit about the housing market, and we're going to show you the TV houses at the same time. So you get the TV houses
like 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
Yes, 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
Aha.
And it's going to be the house show. It's going to be the house show.
So
it's a shame we can't get those two twin brothers.
Intro, huh?
Those two twin brothers. Shame we can't get them on the show to talk about houses and remodeling.
Oh, we'll get the
Silver Spoon's house. I don't know if the Silver Spoon's house is that. I don't know what that looked like. I mean, it's inside the house, but I'm talking about
outside, like Family Matters, where they zoom into the house, or oh gosh, what's the
Full House?
All in the Family. You know how they used
to show the house All in the Family. Now,
yes, at the beginning,
now does
the neighborhood.
Then when they show the projects on Good Times, does that count?
It's not a house. It's a project. It's an apartment.
Well, when they show the apartment on the Jeffersons moving on up, does that count?
Like Three's Company, they were in an apartment basically.
Well, you never saw the outside of the apartment.
Yeah, you didn't see the outside.
You never saw the outside. Come on, knock on my door. You know why you never saw the outside of the apartment?
Why?
Because in the 70s and early 80s, every dude in America be trying to find that house, knock on the door, kick Jack out, and live with Janet and Chrissy.
Well, actually, the house, the Brady house, that's like one of the most famous, iconic houses, and I think it's set up as a museum or something now.
Well, the Brady house, and I like to take
apartments should count.
I like to take
apartments should count. So we'll do a top 10 TV houses. So we got to come to consensus.
Apartments don't count, Steve. Houses.
Apartments. I mean, but hey, if you gotta live, you gotta live. You gotta live somewhere.
Okay, I'm trying to tie this into us telling people the best cities to buy a house in.
Okay. So, okay. So we're gonna add some value. So we're gonna research.
We're adding some value to this one.
To buy a house in.
Yes, we're adding some value.
And tell you about the best TV houses, or what about movie houses?
No, you know what? I was talking to George
when you said houses, I thought you were going to go through a whole Harry Potter thing.
No. Well, no. I was
go.
talking to George about this earlier, and I think we should stick to TV houses because movie houses, TV houses are like more universal than movie houses.
Because when you say movie houses, I think of the house like from Amityville Horror, or Poltergeist. Because had they moved to a different house that wasn't built on a graveyard,
yeah,
they wouldn't be here. Wait.
So there
are iconic movie houses.
True.
This is a whole pop culture rabbit hole we could fall into.
Because I'm nobody's punk, but as soon as you told me that it was built on a graveyard,
well, see, they didn't find that out to the end of the movie.
Yeah, well, I moved out. Like, let's go. It's like the Eddie Murphy joke. Like, I like that. Like, the girl was 5 years old. How attached were you?
But although that's another topic for another show. But I'm always fascinated too with those movie sets or different things that are allegedly cursed. And I know the Poltergeist movie was one that was believed to be cursed, as well as The Exorcist, where things happen to cast members and on set that were inexplicable.
Would the house in Psycho count? Because that was a hotel. Would that not count? Bates Hotel.
Well, see, that wouldn't count. Well, if you're not going to count apartments, how would you count hotels?
True.
But technically, they lived at the. All right.
Yeah, like but
Steve there's a whole rabbit hole we could fall down.
Yeah, if we're just doing houses. But Steve, what was the one major flaw with the Brady Bunch house and Mike designed the house? The major flaw in that when for the outside it was a rancher, but on the inside it was 2 levels.
Well, hey, no, the major flaw was he's an architect. He's got 6 kids. Build some more bedrooms, for goodness sake.
Yeah, you got
Alice living in the closet in the kitchen. My goodness, you're an architect. I feel you. Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, Greg didn't move to the attic.
Yeah, that's
he called it his own pad.
Johnny Bravo did move out eventually. Listen, hey, we're at our hour time, and we've had a good time. We'd like to thank you guys, Pop Culture Kids, for hanging out with us. Ho, 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 for Todd from Christmas Clatter, Steve and Scooby Life, and Hey Archer for stopping by on his drive, and all of you Pop Culture Kids. So appreciate you. We are going to be back here next Saturday doing the thing that we do. And if you follow us on Facebook, Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture, because did you post that movie quote on that? On Kathy?
Yes, I put that on there, and I'm gonna put another one on there tomorrow.
Okay, so look for those, but remember, don't comment until I get a crack at it. Come on, I mean, I was pretty busy yesterday because we're taking care of my mom who just has shoulder surgery. I have a great one
for tomorrow.
So shout out to her, but I did get it, so that's what you need to know. It might take me a while, but I will get it. Oh, Kenny, you know what? I just wanted to mention one quick thing because I saw this last night, and you have HBO Max, so you can probably check it out too. Last night on Real Time with Bill Maher, he made a reference to one of my favorite movies, which, not favorite, but a movie that kind of, to me, I felt like it was supposed to be a comedy, but in fact could be a documentary. It's called Idiocracy. But he made a reference to the person who plays the president, who's a pro wrestler. I forgot the name, something Camacho, whatever. And he was comparing him to Herschel Walker, which I just thought was funny. But I just thought it was kind of neat that
I've never seen Idiocracy.
You've never seen it? Oh my God, Kenny. Oh, okay. All right. We need to take a look at this whole list if we're calling ourselves pop culture kids of the things you haven't seen. Now, okay, I will put myself on the naughty list because I haven't seen the Harry Potter movies. I don't know what streaming service I could get caught up on, but that's something I can work on.
Real quick before we go, speaking of HBO Max,
okay,
the show about Sesame Street, the Street Gang show.
Oh, okay.
There's a documentary about Sesame Street and why they made it and how they made it and how they started off. They even mentioned Roosevelt Franklin. Roosevelt Franklin.
That is my favorite Muppet, and that's because we had that album introducing Roosevelt Franklin. That's the
I believe it's called The Street Gang. I was over hanging out with George and the babies and Jess, and George put that on, and we were watching that. So yeah, it's a documentary about Sesame Street on HBO Max. Please check that out because it's great. If you're of age, like I'm 55, and so if you're like that age and you remember like back in the 70s when Sesame Street was the thing, this is the show to watch, and it kind of brings together on how they and the way they came up with the concept. And one of the things is, real quick, each person that was part of the development of Sesame Street credits somebody else for developing it. So all these people developed it, but they keep crediting other people that developed it. Like they truly worked together as a team, and they were very humble and shared the credit. And their insight was very humble. But
do you know what former 21 Jump Street star's dad was a part of the original Sesame Street?
Holly Robinson Peete.
Holly Robinson Pete's dad, Matt Robinson, and from Philadelphia.
Because she's actually in the documentary.
Oh, she is? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Was she on Sesame Street as a kid?
I think she might have made an appearance on Sesame Street.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Her dad was Gordon. Come on.
Okay. Well, hey, I don't know, because we might be talking to a generation of people who have never seen Sesame Street, although
true. I don't think
into the 80s, 90s pop culture we tend to discuss.
Okay, so
next week
it's the house.
In the house. We'll be talking about housing, famous TV houses. We're going to stick with TV this week, and if we need to branch out, we will for another show. And we will be back, same pop time, same pop channel, same pop culture kids. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. You guys are
God
awesome.
bless you all and keep living. Peace.
All right. We will see us. I guess that was my cue to kind of like, okay, play the music and shout us out. All right.
Peace. Like your peace.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.